Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Okay guys, we're going to be seeing a video today. This is titled Croatian Restaurants 9 Things No One Tells You. All right guys, if you're planning on going to Croatia and you're like trying to gather more tips so you get well informed before going there, this is a video for you. All right, so without further ado, please subscribe, and if you find this video interesting, like, share, and comment. All right, so let's jump in.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Sarah, a Canadian that's been living in Croatia for the past 13 years, and together with my Croatian hubby Ivan, we own and operate Royal Croatian Tours. So if you're looking to travel to Croatia, you know who to get in touch with. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about restaurants and dining experiences in Croatia versus other places. These are some subtle differences that I noticed moving here and eating at a restaurant compared to back home. They're just little things that might be good to know if you're planning on visiting, because if you visit Croatia, I'm sure you're going to visit a restaurant. All right, first one is walking up to a restaurant and not seeing a host stand. So back home in Canada, you walk into a restaurant, a host greets you, and they seat you at a table if there is one available. Here, at more casual restaurants, you may not see a host stand. In that case, if you don't, and there are open tables, you can just go ahead and sit down. You don't have to wait for anyone to serve you. This first was an adjustment for me because I'm just so used to waiting for someone to like assign a specific table. Sometimes that's not the case here. So if you go to a restaurant and you don't see anyone waiting there to greet you, you can definitely just walk in, sit down if you see an empty table. For more upscale restaurants, you will likely need a reservation, and there will be likely a host or hostess waiting to greet you and seat you. But again, if it's casual, there's no one there waiting, you can just go in, take a seat, and a server will be with you shortly. Next up are drinks. So if you go to a restaurant and you just want, for example, water to start off with, usually they won't bring you a glass of water from the tap. They'll usually always bring you a bottle of water, and maybe they'll ask you, do you want sparkling or still? So generally when you order water here, it's not free. I know back home you can order water, they'll bring you tap water, and there's no charge. Here it usually doesn't work like that. But you can ask in some restaurants for like a pitcher of water, and they might bring it to you. It depends, I think, on how upscale the restaurant is. But typically if you ask for water, they will bring you like a big liter bottle of water for the table. Also for drinks, if you order like Coke or Fanta or something like that, you won't get it from the fountain. You will also get like a little bottle of Coke. That's also something that threw me off, because when you order Coke back home, you get this big cup like this size filled with Coke from a fountain drink section. And here it just doesn't work like that. So you'll get a small bottle of Coke, and if you want more, you have to order a new bottle. So it does get expensive if you want 2-3 Cokes. Also, in that sense, there's no free refills, and back home you can get free refills in most restaurants however many times you like for Coke. So people could go through 2-3 of these glasses of Coke in a meal, and it just is charged for one. So that's not the case here, so keep that in mind if you are a soda drinker. Another note on drinks: if you ask for ice with your drink, they will give you maybe 2-3 cubes. You can usually count the individual number of cubes they give you. They don't like fill your glass up with ice like they do back home. So keep that in mind. I know many of our guests, many people from North America, love ice in their drinks, and that's not as big of a thing here. So if you want a lot of ice, ask for a lot of ice. And even then you might get 5 or 6 cubes and you'll be able to count them. But keep that in mind if you like your drinks cold and icy. Next up is the waiter coming to your table. Now, when you sit down, the waiter will come, he'll take your food and your drink order, and then he'll be off and he'll bring it back when it's ready. Other than that, your server will not really come to your table other than to give you your food and your drinks. They likely won't come check on you. Is everything okay? Can I get you anything else? Would you like this? Would you like that? You normally have to flag down your waiter. I worked as a server for many years in Canada when I was going to school, and to me, this was something that totally caught me off guard, because, you know, as a server in North America, you basically go to the table every so often. Oh, can I get you a refill? Would you like any more of this or that? Is everything okay? Do you need anything at all? It's very much doting on the customer. Whereas here in Croatia, they kind of just want to leave you alone and let you enjoy your meal, which I now love. But when I first got here, I was like, why aren't they checking on us? You know, like, what if we need something? What if we want another drink? And so that was something that I had to switch in my mind, but now I really prefer the Croatian way, where the server comes to your table when is needed, and then other than that, you have to kind of flag them down. So don't expect they'll come back 100 times to your table to ask if you need anything. If you do need something, flag down your server and he or she will come and obviously get you what you need. But just don't expect that they're gonna come on their own a bunch of times. While you're eating, they wanna leave you in peace. They wanna give you time to enjoy your meal, chat with your table, and just have a nice, peaceful dining experience. Also on that, when you're ready to leave, the server won't come and just bring you your bill when they think you're ready to leave. When you're ready to leave, you find your waiter, your server, and they will bring you your bill then. But they will never try to like force you out earlier. And I know that's a little bit strange because in Canada, it's all about turnover, how many tables you can turn over. So you're kind of just like pushing things along. Here's your meal, here's your dessert, here's your bill, and off you go. Here's your meal, here's your dessert, blah, 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 and off you go. And here it's a lot more slow paced and they don't want to rush you out. It's no pressure to leave after a certain number of.
I kind of like the Croatian way, the way they treat their customers in the restaurant. Like, there's no point you trying to rush your customer off. Like, that's crazy. Sometimes you just want to eat and then relax a little before like going off to wherever it is that you want to go. So I think I like this way. Like, they don't rush you. Take your time. When you're done, you stand up and leave. This is really beautiful.
Minutes or hours, you can really just take your time and enjoy. And in this way, I also really love the Croatian style of leaving you alone until you're ready for your bill. And so when you're ready, you can find your server, they'll bring you your bill, and then you will be off. But there will be no pressure to make you leave before you're ready. Another difference that caught me by surprise when I moved to Croatia was ordering fish in a restaurant. Now, back home, when you order fish, you'll typically get a really nice fillet that doesn't have any bones on it, there's no skin, there's no head, there's no nothing, just the meat. Here, when you order fish, they'll bring you the entire fish, depending of course what you're ordering. If you're ordering like some tuna, they won't bring you a massive tuna. But if you're ordering just like some other kind of, smaller white fish, they will bring you the entire fish, head, tail, eyeballs, and all. And you will have to remove the skin, remove the bones by yourself. And I had never done that before moving to Croatia. I had only had fish that was a nice fillet, easy to eat. You just have it and it's there to go. So Ivan had to teach me how to carefully take off the skin, carefully peel back.
Okay, I don't think that's going to be a problem with me because personally here, that's how they serve you fish. Like, they bring it whole to you, no matter the kind of fish that you're buying, except if you're specific enough that you want this part of fish. But if you're buying everything, no one is going to debone it for you. They'll bring everything to your table. All right, so it's left for you now to take out the bones and eat. So it's a normal thing here for us, all right, in Nigeria. It's a normal thing.
The meat from the bones. But let me tell you, this fish is so much better when it's prepared that way. It's so much juicier. The flavor is amazing. And although it looks a little bit intimidating, I was very intimidated when I first got a whole entire fish in front of me. Once you learn how to do it, I promise you, you'll never just want a regular fillet ever again. Okay, another one is soup. So soup is a big thing here in Croatia. Many people order it in restaurants. It's typically like some kind of bone broth with little noodles, and they might have a creamy option too, but there's generally always like a beef or a chicken soup on the menu. And it's very common for multiple people to order soup. And when more than one or two people order soup at a table, they'll often just bring this like huge pot of soup that has enough for however many bowls that were ordered. And I love that because you can just, scoop out your own, and there's always leftover for some extra if you want. And it's just nice to have this big pot of hot soup in front of you that you can scoop out to everyone at the table that that ordered soup. So that's different than everyone getting their own individual bowl and that's it. They'll bring you a nice hot kind of like pot of soup for your table, and I find it just so cozy. All right, next thing is salad. Now, if you order salad back in Canada or the States, you'll always get your salad as an appetizer. It'll come before your meal, then you'll have, they'll take away your salad bowls and they'll come with your main meal. Here, when you order salad, it comes as a part of your main meal. So you don't eat it before as an appetizer, it comes kind of as a side with your main meal. And at first that was strange because I was used to eating salad first, and then once salad is done, then your main meal comes. But I really enjoy having salad with my meal now. A little bit of salad, a little bit of meal, and mix it all together. I don't know, it's something that is just a bit differently done here. If you want your salad ahead of time as an appetizer, just ask. They can bring it to you beforehand, but just know that if you order salad, it will likely come with your main meal. So don't expect to have it come first automatically unless you ask. All right, next point is at the end of the meal, if you're gonna have coffee, which many people do at the end of a meal here, if you ask for coffee with cream, they typically don't have cream as what you would think you'd put in your coffee. They'll usually just bring you like a little pot of milk. I know in other cafes, some of my family have even gotten whipped cream when they asked for cream in their coffee. So just know that there's not really that kind of like coffee cream here. They use fattier milk. And so you'll get just like a good milk to put in your coffee, and it'll be very similar to, you know, the cream from back home. Not quite as creamy, but just have that in mind. If you ask for coffee with cream, you won't get cream. You'll probably just get some milk on the side. Okay, when you are ready to leave the restaurant and you are ready for your bill, most restaurants nowadays do accept cards, so you can pay by card. But what you cannot do, usually, at least at this point, is have an option to tip with your credit card. If you want to leave a tip, you usually leave it in cash afterwards. I know back home, you know, you pay by your card, option to tip this much percent, and everything is done. Doesn't really work like that here, so you pay with your card and then a cash tip is left after if you'd like to tip. Another point on tipping is it's not here as extreme as it is, you know, back in North America. So rounding up your bill is totally fine. You don't have to tip 20% of your bill. You can, of course. No one will stop you and everyone will be thankful, but you don't have to tip a specific amount. You can just round up your bill. So if your bill is 92, 93 euros, you can leave 100 euros and that would be totally fine and a good tip. So those are just a few things that I found that were a bit different from back home and that surprised me about dining here. And the most part, I think that dining here is a better experience, a slower, more enjoyable experience, and I think that you'll like it too. But just wanted to note some differences so you have them in mind if you are planning on eating in a restaurant here.
This is really wonderful. All right, I had a great time checking this video out. All right, so these are the 9 things no one actually tells you about Croatian restaurants. But these 9 things are not a big deal for me. All right, it's something that I can feel comfortable with. All right, share your thoughts and your opinion. If you've gone to Croatian restaurants before, you can share your thoughts in the comment section. If you're in Croatia, you can as well let us know in the comment section if this video is true. All right, thank you for watching and see you guys on my next one. Bye.